Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Welcome to the very first episode of The Hobby Musician. My name is Jeremy Burkett, and in this first episode, I want to cover three things to tell you a little bit about this new channel. The very first thing that I want to cover is I want to talk a little bit about what I mean when I use the term hobby musician. Now, that word hobby can mean a lot of different things to different people, and for some, that could mean maybe something you do in a little bit of spare time, you don't put much effort into it. But for other folks, myself included, having a hobby can still be something you put lots of energy in and effort and you pursue. The only thing that I mean when I say someone is a hobby musician is just that music isn't their profession. If you're like me and you wake up every day and you go to your 9 to 5, I'm very fortunate. I have a 9 to 5 job that I love and I fully intend to make that my career. But I still enjoy music and I still pursue that. So for me, that makes me a hobby musician. And I imagine there's a lot of you guys out there that are in the same boat. You're passionate, you're dedicated to music, but it's just not your primary profession. And that's what we mean by hobby musician, and you're in the right place. Now, the second thing that I wanted to cover is why even make this channel? If you want to know about gear reviews or get lessons on how to become a better musician, there are tons of fantastic channels already out there. For things like gear reviews and demonstrations of new equipment, well, you can check out channels like That Pedal Show, where Dan and Mick go through all of the latest gear and they demonstrate things for you. Channels like Anderton's TV, they'll show you all of the latest amps and all of the latest guitars and basses, and they have fantastic musicians to demonstrate those. People like Pete Thorn also run great channels where they show you how to get the most out of gear. Well, if you want to move over to lessons, there are tons of great resources. I've watched people like Paul Davids for years and have been able to get really helpful musical tips out of that. You got folks like Scott's Bass Lessons. If you're kind of a low-end groover and you want to get really dedicated lessons focused there. Also, folks like Tim Pierce. These people run tremendous channels and have great kinds of offerings for people looking to get better at their craft. Well, I would watch these and I found myself over the past few years starting to realize that the more and more I watched them, it became entertaining, but it started for me to get a little bit out of touch. I was never going to be able to afford some of these brand new amps or pedals or instruments that I was seeing demonstrated. And frankly, with the limitations on things like time and the ability to pursue music full time, that just wasn't for me. And so I found myself realizing I was never going to be able to play those instruments or that gear like the people that I saw on YouTube. So for me, these channels and these resources are tremendously entertaining, and I still watch them and subscribe to them to this day. But I started to realize that there might be people out there like me who can watch these things, but then realize I may never get a chance to have access to this stuff. And it's for those people that I wanted to start this channel. I wanted to provide a way for people to experience quality instruments, quality gear, and fulfilling musical pursuits, even if you have limited resources and limited time. And that's what I'm going to focus on this channel. The third thing that I want to do in this video is I want to give you guys a taste of what you can expect coming up on this channel. The first of which is you can absolutely expect to see gear reviews and demos, but the types of gear that I plan to bring are going to be things that I have found are a little more accessible to folks that have limited resources or limited time. Maybe there's gear out there that can achieve the same thing that some of these brand names can do, but maybe they can do it at a more affordable price. Now, the second thing that I want to bring you guys are interviews. I've had the very good fortune of meeting and playing with other hobby musicians around my area, and they have also had journeys and have gotten experiences over the years that have helped them to really carve out for themselves a meaningful, a very involved musical experience. And I want to bring those stories to you guys because they could help with where you are in your journey. And third and finally, I'm here to answer questions. I'm hoping that as you guys watch these episodes, maybe one of the upcoming features will spark a question. Maybe you're also considering making a purchase or trying to achieve a goal. Well, if that's the case, leave those questions for me down in the comments and I'll get to them. We can custom make episodes to help answer whatever you guys might be thinking about. So, if you think you just might be a hobby musician too, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the bell so that you get notified when we drop new episodes. I'm really looking forward to taking this journey with you guys, and until next time, play on, my friends. Play on.